Okay, the time being 9 o'clock or 8:30. On Monday, December 8th, I call this meeting of the Emergency Management Terrorism Safety Committee to order. This meeting and all the meetings of this committee are open to the public. Proper notice has been posted and given to the media in accordance with Wisconsin statutes, so the citizenry may be aware of the time, place, and agenda of this meeting. Roll call will indicate, I believe everybody's here.
Before.
Deja vu.
I don't know what's going on.
That's your cousin or who is it?
His twin
Okay,
brother.
we need someone.
What's going on?
AI.
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
Okay. I need someone to make motion to approve the agenda.
So move. Second.
Okay, Goodrich and Zog, seconds. Any changes, questions on the agenda? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Agenda has been approved. Next, we have minutes of the previous meeting. Which was October 13th.
I'll second it.
Oh, Vasquez. Yeah, okay. Any changes or questions on the minutes? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Approve, disapprove. Minutes have been approved. Public comment. So we'll move on to the director's monthly report.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you, Dave. Short agenda today, not too much. Been busy, got a lot going on, trying to get a lot of year-end stuff wrapped up. You know, Eric and I attended a couple different East Central region meetings for the state of Wisconsin. One of them being in Outagamie County, another one, the last one was in Waupaca County down in Wild Rose. Two good meetings, learned a lot. We had some closeout stuff.
They focus too much on what the scenario is and not so much as to what can we do. It really doesn't matter what the cause is or what even the incident actually is. You got to deal with people, but they have to have some kind of a scenario. And a waterborne thing is something that's real. It can happen, and if you got your plans in place, it's manageable. Getting all the long-term care facilities back on page. We used to have such a strong group. Every single long-term care in the county was real actively involved. I keep blaming stuff on COVID, which I can, I guess. It kind of fell apart, and that affected them so heavily that they didn't have time to do things. And the other problem we have now, there's been a lot of turnover at state level for our training staff, our exercise officers. I think we're down to one.
Yeah.
Right now. And there's a hiring freeze.
Well, short.
They're 12 people short.
days.
and the Wisconsin Emergency Management. Until that turns over. This one's an easy enough one. We can do it on our own, get involvement with that. There's a lot of good people in the long-term care facilities that want to get it going again, so that's what we're gonna work on.
Yeah, and like Eric said, you know, with the state, with everything going on, the uncertainty with funding and everything else. One of the things that's held up right now is the EMPG money, which is the grant that funds my side of things. So kind of in limbo on that one still. Don't know what's going on. It'll come to light eventually. You know, it'll go through. It's going through lawsuits right now. So we're kind of in a holding pattern. But the state's on a hiring freeze. They're 12 short, and they're putting a lot of that back on us, county level. Even with FEMA and things like that, it's going back on the state level. So it's a waterfall effect. It happens. Kind of keep you up to speed on that, but it's business as usual. It's changing. So we have another meeting of that scheduled for the long-term care. Attended the County Towns Association meetings, so pretty much smiling faces there. Keeping up with going to those, and no input. We didn't have any input last time. Some good presentations by the TOT on that. I didn't do any talking at that one. So State of Wisconsin Hazmat Coordinators meeting, just a normal meeting with that, keeping the hazmat teams going, staying aligned. We had the MABUS and the County Fire Association meeting. Some changes there, nothing on their end, so to speak, but you know, the county as a whole, we're switching from rip and run, code red, to rave, I guess you would say, or what is the
Oh, for the mass notification.
mass. So we're changing that up a little bit. Eric and Kelly have done a really good job of coordinating that and getting those messages out, letting everybody know. But one of the biggest things is code red is going away. So if you see any of those QR codes around the county at all, please take them down. If you see them at any of the buildings, we don't want anybody to sign up for it right now due to the fact that we're in that transition period, switching over. So we have to figure out, Kelly's done a heck of a job trying to pull that database, because for a lot of people that don't know, the exact same time Code Red is going through a network intrusion, network outage. They had a hacking incident. So all the data has kind of been held up, and they're going through all sorts of trouble. So at the same time, we're trying to switch everything over. So we don't want anybody to sign up for Code Red at the moment because of the new system. If you do see that, if you could help us with that, if you're at any of the county buildings or any other facilities and you see Code Red being, you know, a poster for it, take it down, please. So we'll get new ones up and definitely push that out strong here. Kevin's putting out a message today to all townships, fire departments, I think everybody else. That'll be going out here shortly. Weekly tower site and development meetings with Blue Wing and GenCom. For those of you that have driven by the new London tower site, you'll see there's a nice tower. Lights up. Got heat, we got power, we got fiber. So we got two buildings that are fully functional and rocking and rolling. Those are now in the final stages of transitioning the equipment. And New London's a little different. I'm working with the city on that because before we borrowed space from them, we used the water tower and we used their building. Now they're going to use our building. Working on an MOU with the city of New London to get that all done. We do not intend to charge them for anything. They've been great stewards and helped us immensely. So we're going to facilitate and move all their stuff. Tower project's looking good. I can talk off the air a little bit about that, but we're sitting very, very well. We're in line with where we should be budget wise, and time frame, I would say if I had it my way, we'd already be up and running, but we were waiting for antennas out of Canada, cabling, so it takes a little time to get. But I'm hoping now by next week or the week after, we should be starting to move equipment. Goal is to have Hillside Road and Simcoe live January, and then directly after that will be New London. It's going to be a huge addition. With that, since the last update I've given you, I did some digging and found that we actually had a microwave capital improvement project from 2022 that was started, but never finished and never dealt with. There was $250,000 in that account to do a microwave upgrade. So just trying to peel through the money and take a look at things, and steward of that, I came across that project and it does expire in 26. So I have GenCom working on that. I'm happy to say that project's going to be going forward. They're starting hopefully work this week. So simultaneously, I'll be upgrading several towers with our microwaves, how we connect the towers together. The one thing that's different is we've never actually had a solid ring. It's always been a branch or this tower to that tower. What I'm doing is I'm changing that so it's a complete ring. And if one tower goes down, it can backfeed off the other. So we always have redundancy and we always have a better upgrade and fail safes. We're looking good on that part. Plan of work meetings. I had a region director from the state was in a couple weeks ago. No issues there. No complaints. So everything's going forward in our office. Happy to see what we were doing. So that was nice. Public health emergency planning, healthcare emergency readiness coalition is a good meeting. They held that in Appleton. That day was kind of chaotic, so I joined virtually from the office here. A lot going on. Otherwise, just keeping up with them. They have their meetings once a month, once a quarter. Staying involved. So
Their speaker was from
Yeah.
Waukesha.
well, I think so. Yeah, the parade. So the parade incident that they had down there, they have the speaker from that and go on kind of the timeline and breakdown of how that went, what they did, things of that nature. So it's good to hear a different point of view and hear from them. So other committee meetings I've attended. We had a Town of Wyoming Fire Department. They're changing over to Tigerton, so that coverage is changing for the county. They went from Marion's coverage to Tigerton. So we have Kelly hosted them here at the office. That's one big change that's gonna take place now. So that whole wing or section is shifting from Marion to Tigerton. Getting them set up with their alerting, the paging, coverage stuff, all that kind of stuff. Because it's obviously Tigerton's not in our county. So it's getting them to mold. They already do now. Getting everything seamlessly set up for January 1 for that transition. So it's been a task, but navigating that well. Rapid Task Force Committee, so RTF. We've had 2 meetings now. We formed a committee. Great buy-in. We had the school districts were here. Waupaca Fremont attended. Waupaca is one of the district administrator attended. One of the assistants. We've had fire, police, and then now we're going to have EMS involved as well. But we have found some grant funding that we're going to apply for. We're hoping to get about 25 to 35,000 for funding for that. We'd like to hold a 2-day event and have full-scale exercises and bring in some speakers, do some stuff in the morning for classes, breakout sessions, and put our skills to use. So, open to hold 2 different ones, but we need that grant funding to help alleviate some of the stresses with payroll and things like that. So, and we found a grant that hopefully allows for us to use it for salaries.
Go for it. Yeah.
How do you search for grants? The reason I mentioned it is East Central has hired a grant researcher, writer, or whatever. And so they are available to help the counties.
Sure.
So they can be of any service to you.
Absolutely. Definitely rely on one of the experts who know how to use those, navigate.
Yep.
But to answer your question, how we search, a lot of it's relationship. Reaching out to different entities and saying, hey, is there any grants available, or simple Google search sometimes. But one of the things they did was reach out to the Office of School Safety and say, hey, is there anything out there? And they kind of give you a list of, hey, here's what we heard, here's what we got. And then you kind of follow those leads. So, well, it just goes back to relationships and who you can kind of contact. So, you got anything out there? So, the city of Waupaca has been great. Chief Krieger's been awesome to work with. He's a very big steward of the RTF as well, and pushing forward with helping with anything he can of grants. So it's been going very well. Our last meeting that we had, it was Chief Waller from Waupaca Fire, Chief Cullen from Waupaca, Chief Krieger from the city, and Andy Thorpe from the sheriff's office. We feel we're on great path. We're ahead of the game. We're sitting very well. We're in the planning stages now, and then kind of getting it wrapped up with the grant. So, pushing forward. Events, Eric and I were busy. We set up it felt like all of our light towers out at Hartman Creek for their pumpkin walk. We're out there busy getting them set up and helping with whatever they needed. So we're equipment guys for a couple days. We had our new employee orientation. Business as usual with that. Andy and I from the sheriff's office do our run, hide, fight training, evacuation plans, and emergency talks. Wisconsin Rural Leadership presentation. This one was really neat. Eric and I went out to Manawa, and the Rural Leadership Coalition gets together, and there's leaders from all over the state. They wanted to hear about the Manawa Dam incident. I can't speak 100% on it because I was boots on the ground. I wasn't in. But Eric was with me, and we both co-presented a presentation on A, what does emergency management do, and B, what was our role that day. And we piggybacked that with Sheriff Wills. He did his speaking on Rawhide, but we did ours on emergency management and the dam. And then we went out to the airport over by Ogdensburg. We had a fly-in lunch. It was really neat. It was a cool day. We got to meet a lot of different people, and there's a lot of good questions that came about of it. I think a lot of people their eyes were open and go, I had no idea you guys do anything. But they took a lot of that information away back to their communities. There's good attendance. We had good crowds. Good day. Morrow's Children, we had a school safety walkthrough and drill out there. So we went out to Morrow's Children and kind of went through their buildings, talked a lot about school safety. Where can they hide? How do they evacuate? What do they do? Like anybody, suffer from turnover. One of the biggest falls right now or shortcomings is staffing. So working with the staff they have, but also being stewards of the children and making sure we don't upset them when we go through and do their walkthrough, because they're a little bit more sensitive sometimes with that. So want to be diligent, but helping them with their safety plans and where do they go? How do they run? How do they hide? Unique area out there. It's an island.
Yeah, typically in previous years, we always did these trainings right at the school. And with staffing levels now, they're doing most of their class teaching right housing units, which presents a little different challenge. But I mean, the kids did great, and they weren't afraid of us coming in and working with them. And where would you hide? And they know the hiding spot.
Well, they do. It's like a big game of hide and seek.
Yeah.
You know, when we bring officers through or deputies through, it's a little different. You know, because we're coming into their house. That's presents a challenge. But I'll be honest with you, kids did a great job. They wanted us to sit down and read a book with us. So they were trying to get Eric and I to read their books and check things out. So we spent some time hanging out with them and talking about it. We were out there for a good while. So it's a good time.
They actually, as part of the educational process out there too, and I think they're probably gone now, but they raise chickens.
Yeah.
And what, 25 or 30?
I tell you what, that was eye-opening to me because we're standing there. I'm like, is that chickens? And they have them all named with their pictures.
Oh.
So they're all lined up and they got chicken coops. They're probably still out there. They have chicken coops. All hoops. If you're interested in seeing the chicken run out there, that's quite a sight. The Aries meeting. So this is one I've been heavily involved in with our amateur radio guys. I've attended all their meetings, tried to attend their trainings. They have another one Thursday that they've asked me to come and attend. I've got them on our county, shouldn't say county, but an app called Pummel, and it allows us to communicate. It's like Slack, Signal, all those apps where you kind of all message, communicate, send information through, but it brings them all together as well. So I'm going to do a presentation on that on Thursday night. But with that, something I wanted to bring up, Eric and I have been talking about, for those of you that know, we have a catch of radios that we carry or have with us, and we can use those for events, whatever we need. And I do need to talk to you about one event in particular that I can change a little bit on, but we also received another catch of radios from the sheriff's office. So when they upgraded radios, we got their tape. So what we want to do is we're going to replace our catch with the newer tapes that we received as a donation from the sheriff's office. And I don't need a motion, but I guess I just wanted to, okay, I would like to donate our old catch of Kenwood radios to the Aries group to keep on their trailer, to maintain, deal with, and that way we have another set in the county if we ever need anything, if they go anywhere. We thought about giving them to fire departments, ambulances, you know, things like that, but they already have newer radios. Those Kenwoods are probably 20 years old. At least. The Aries guys love them. They think they're the best thing. And if they want to maintain them and keep them going and use them, I think it'd be great. So that's my goal, is to donate those down to them, to have another catch available and they can deploy. And then we'll have the other radios from the sheriff's office to use as our catch. It's a way to upgrade without paying anything. And it also helps for another cause. So if anybody has any issues with that, please just let me know. wanted to.
I say go for it.
Yeah, then we're gonna do that. Get them ready and probably get them donated up to them Thursday. And they'll stick with the group, and if we need them, we have them. But it just allows them to have another bank of radios to use if they ever need. They want to maintain them, they want to update them. My phone has not stopped ringing when I brought up the ideas. They're excited. We can support them. I'm all. We're also in the midst of planning a large scale exercise with them. I've been working with their group. I think they call it Plan X. They're excited, but it's a big damage coordination effort, damage recovery and assessment program that we're trying to put together. I want to hold that out at the fairgrounds and then use the city of Waupaca kind of as the launch pad from it and actually use them in a full scale exercise to do damage assessment. So if we ever had a real storm or disaster that we needed to do damage assessment on, those guys are all trained on it, be able to help communicate. And I'm just trying to get them involved, trying to get them a part of it. And I think they're a great group, an extension of the office. And they're excited for it. And I had a conversation with Chuck just Friday. Looking forward to it. Hazmat's going good, attending their meetings. We did get the computer hazmat EPCR grant. Around 10,000 all round up, it's just shy of. Got some new equipment, got some goodies, new meters, things like that. We had Todd Danon, Larry's meters come in and do a training the other night. Train those guys from 6 to 9. It's good training. But we did get that grant and it's going well. So
What all your meters sensitive to? What are they?
all different.
All kinds.
Yep.
Okay.
Ammonia, you name it, there's chlorine, we have, and the nice thing is we can set them to direct read, so if we know we're going to a facility that has this chemical, set it to that direct read. But we have so many different meters for different venues, you could say. There's not one specific. We have 4 gas and different ones.
Probably the biggest thing with the meters, it will tell you there's something there,
Mhm.
not necessarily what it is. And the hazmat level team that we are at, if we're going into an unknown, we're technically not really trained to go into an unknown environment. But if we know it doesn't have to be, it's methyl ethyl chicken fat that we're going into. If we know the type of hazard it is, then we're okay with it. Flammable. Toxic.
This thing about several years ago when agitating manure pit towards Custer and that Biotish kid got killed. H2S. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. We've been good. We haven't had anything crazy. There's not been a lot of calls for service right now. A lot of consultations. A lot of times we can, a lot of times we can provide more consultation services than actual response. Hey, I got this going on. Okay, that doesn't require this. You can do this, whatever. So we've been happy with that. We brought on 2 new team members as well. So they're casual employees of the county. Our increase in people wanting to join is up. We have a couple more in the pipe as well that are firefighters, one of them being in New London. Kind of nice. We have gained some interest. So it's going well. Usually you don't see that. We're happy to bring on new people. So hazmat's going good. Other than that, I just have the standard upcoming projects, RTF, power upgrades, things like that going on. Fremont, we have a school safety meeting today. So go over meeting with them. LAPC meetings, obviously we all know we're transitioning to workday. Big thing for us for hazmat, that's going to change how we enter times and they do things. Them up to speed. New catch of radios and Aries training. The only other thing that I really have, 2 things, is thank you for a year. Resting on my 1 year with the county, so I appreciate you all more than you know. Been great. I'll thank Eric for helping me along the way. He's been a great guide and mentor. I appreciate all of you and hope you have a good, happy holidays. Yeah.
I have just one question on your agenda. Normally we'd have our next meeting in February. Are you changing it?
No,
Did I type it in wrong?
I think so. I saw that when we were coming in. It'll be in.
Okay, just so I get the right thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good eye. So
That was a 30-second agenda, right?
yeah.
So it's gonna be in February?
Unless you want to meet in January.
You numbered now.
I might be in Florida for a change,
Sounds fun.
for 10 days, but
Me too.
you know,
I was gonna say, yeah, you should be. I was supposed to be in Florida right now, actually. The last 2 years I've been there. Kinda sad I'm sitting here, to be honest.
What are you doing here?
Yeah,
yeah.
we could have been virtually doing this in Florida. No, I appreciate everybody. Been a heck of a year. No complaints and extremely happy to be here and it's been good. Getting a lot of good done and for another good year.
Well, we really appreciate you too. When do you have your performance,
I give it to him every Friday.
I got it received, I received it from Mandy. I was waiting for more direction. She was gonna get with me, I think tomorrow. To go over how that's gonna go.
Oh, okay, so we'll probably be doing it at the February.
I would say the February. I can't say I've ever done it before this way, so I'll enlighten you after I know further. But I would plan on that.
Just a little comment on the minutes, excellent minutes. If you could, instead of using all the abbreviations, you could, the full word,
You got it.
this is especially for us new people, dummies like me,
You're
and
good.
don't know what some of those things are.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I can do that.
Appreciate it.
That one's the amateur radio emergency services
Ah.
group. So, but yeah, definitely, I will make sure that's followed.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've just a question on, maybe I'm just naive here, but by Simcoe, now there's really 2 towers?
Yes,
Is one coming down then?
yes. The old tower's coming down.
Okay, I was wondering, okay,
The old tower building is gonna remain.
oh, it will remain,
Yeah.
just because,
We can talk about that in a second.
The old tower will go up for auction, if anybody wants to.
I want one for your house. It's a nice tower.
oh, yeah, it's a nice tower, but
God,
We'll do it for you.
I don't need it.
I'll sell it to you for $1, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There you will.
I'd much rather give it away for $1 than pay someone a lot of money to take it down.
Any other questions for Zach on his report? Excellent report. Okay, so we decided the meeting is gonna be February.
Yep.
Do we have a date? Let's see.
Eric's pulling it right. Yeah.
February 9th.
9?
9th at 8:30 AM in this room.
Are you able to do virtual or is it just too big a headache?
Nope.
Oh, is that how old you?
We'll see you in Florida.
Did he? I said,
Send warm.
he's
Yes.
a month or 2 months older.
With
than I
that, we need a motion to adjourn.
am. Also move.
All right.